Hello there and welcome to Power Up with Power Coach Alishia. Today I am issuing you a challenge. So this will probably be a pretty short Power Up unless everybody has a shit ton of stuff to say. I am your source of fun, funny, exciting, entertaining, educational, and transformational speaking and life coaching with a twist of tough mama bear, no fluff, no hand-holding, no bullshit love. I specialize in helping women step into their personal power, unleash their inner badass, and put themselves first without feeling guilty, unapologetically authentic. So like I said, today I'm going to be issuing you a challenge, and this is going to be fun. So, let me get this all going here. If you are on replay, please drop hashtag replay in the comments. If you are live with me, say hi to me so that I know that you are here, that I am live, and we're rocking and rolling. So I had this extra part to the challenge that I almost issued today, but I'm actually going to save it. Hi, Shamanda. Hi, Tessa. I am actually going to save it for the Get Your Shift Together workshop. So if you are not registered for the Get Your Shift Together workshop, make sure that you get registered. The link to do that is in the Unapologetically You Facebook group. Just go to the photo section. Or you can type shift in the comments here and we'll get you that link to get registered. You do not want to miss it. It's a free workshop, 9 days, where I'm going to be talking to you or teaching you, not talking to you about, but teaching you how to shift every single day for 9 days. Now, in that time, there will be different stuff going on, like we're probably going to do an interview with a couple of clients. There's going to be a catch-up day in there, but there is going to be some hands-on personal growth inside of the Get Your Shift Together workshop. All right. Almost last thing to do. Hi, Celia. Hello, everybody. I know half the people are waiting for the message to come through, so I can't skip the message. That's my last thing to do before I talk to you about, ooh, my phone's gonna die, the challenge that I'm issuing you. Boom. I'm really bummed though, because the part of the challenge that I wanted to give to you would have been awesome for today. But I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it for the workshop. Send now. All right. Celia wants to know how everyone's doing. Hi, Kellyanne. Let's see. Watch parties are starting to kick up in news feeds. Jessica Miller's here. Hi, Linda. Yay, yay, yay. All right. Things are starting to work. Message just went through. Hi, Dinah. All right. So, first I want to tell you a story, and then I'm going to issue you your challenge. All right. So yesterday, I realized that if I didn't make a different decision, that things were going to go to hell in a handbasket. So I decided that I would spend from, if you were on my live last night, then you heard part of this, but I still want you to listen. Hi, Jenna. That I would spend from about 11:15 a.m. until however long it took, taking care of me, okay? I knew that I wanted to do that, and I wasn't going to do anything else until I spent this time with me. So, I first and foremost got ready for the day, and I listened to a new book that is going to be the foundation of about half of the Get Your Shift Together workshop. I love this book. I've made it about halfway through it before. I definitely won't make it all the way through it by Monday by the time our challenge starts, or excuse me, our workshop starts, but it's the Fire Starter Sessions by Danielle Laporte. And if you're already reading a book right now, I don't recommend that you go get this book. Just stick with me, and you're going to be doing the work inside of the Get Your Shift Together workshop anyways. Oh my gosh, tons of people are jumping on here. Hi, Mary. Hi, Zephyr. Hi, Gavin. Let's see who else is here. Hi, Netta and Shannon. What's up? What's up? What's up? Did I say hi to Zephyr already and Mary? Yeah, I did. Okay, cool. So anyways, I'm listening to this book. I always know when I need Danielle Laporte There's always a certain time that I need her. And generally it's the beginning of the year. I don't know what it is about the way she teaches, her voice, topic, whatever, but I just need her soul at the beginning of the year. Anika, hello, girlfriend. So even if the world is not in craziness, I still usually gravitate towards her. So I listened to her while I showered and got ready for the day. And then I decided I was going to work outside because yesterday was a beautiful day. But today it fucking snowed, or last night it snowed. So now I won't be working outside today. But I spent all day outside yesterday. And if you saw on my Facebook profile, you can see my setup. There are like my flowers and one of the books that I'm reading and my ketones. All right, see you later. Love you. So I had this whole setup for myself, and so I listened to that, and then I went from that to a massive brain dump. So here's something that I want to mention before we jump into the challenge. When you do a brain dump, you should be dumping all the way through everything that's on your mind, even if it's and then I'm pissed that the dog shit on the floor. Hi, Mary. You still want to put that on there, right? You want to make sure that you get it all out. Hey, Tiffany. So for everybody just joining me, make sure you say hi to me in the comments. Don't be afraid to say, what's up? You guys know how much I appreciate it when you talk to me, and Facebook loves that too. I want Facebook to deem my lives relevant. All right. So anyways, you want to dump everything that's in your head all the way out. It doesn't really matter. It's not necessarily about working through the problems. I tend to work through the problems in a brain dump. So if I'm having issues, if I'm feeling frustrated, if I'm feeling overwhelmed, if something has pissed me off, I definitely work through my problems in journaling because, I don't have a me that I coach with that works me through, so I work myself through them. Now, of course, when I do feel like I need support or I need something, that's usually when I do go hire a coach or I bathe myself in Mel Robbins. She does a daily live, and there's so many topics that she's talking about right now. I just want to listen to all of them. But the time that she does her daily live, I have been on that other training for 2 and 3 hours. Yay! Hey, Amanda. And so it's been rough. But anyways, that one's over so I can make more space to be live with Mel Robbins every day. So anyways, brain dump. Everything out, what you're thinking, how you're feeling. And it's good, bad, ugly, horrible, right? Or amazing, good, ugly, horrible. It's not just the bad, right? And it's not just the good. You want to release. Here's the thing that I notice a lot lately when I'm working with people. The biggest challenge with the therapeutic exercises or the different things that I teach is if you go into them surface level, right? And I've talked to Zephyr a lot about this. She's in my elite life coaching program. If you go at it in surface level, so just, right here, you're not going to have the transformation that you will if you go soul deep. So you'll hear me a lot say, make sure that you go soul deep, especially in the Get Your Shift Together challenge workshop, especially in the inside of my elite life coaching program. For those of you that join it, it's so important that you're not surfacey, right? And not necessarily surfacey in what you're talking about and what you're saying, but how you show up. Because the deeper you are, the further down you go, the more that gets released, which actually brings me to a sideline topic that I want to talk about. And that is dark places inside of you. I think it actually goes perfectly with the challenge that I'm issuing you, because I think that we all have dark places inside of us that we don't realize are there. And these dark places are formed from situations that have happened, and then we grew through them, or we thought we did, but it creates a dark place. So shout out in the comments, just write the word dark if you know that you have dark places inside of you, and then put a question mark if you don't think you do. I want to take some inventory of you guys so I can see where your head's at. So dark if you have dark places, and a question mark if you don't think you do. All right? So shout that out in the comments. And while you guys are doing that, I'll tell you what I thought. So for me, I didn't think I had dark places, because for me, I'm not the type of person who shuts stuff down or pushes stuff down. I'm more like a fuck the world, tell everybody what I think sort of person. So I thought that because I am usually sharing how I feel and telling people what I think and what's on my mind, that there weren't dark places, but that's not true. So it's not a difference between being introverted and extroverted, okay? It's literally these dark places are there and you might not even realize it, right? And I can tell you, I didn't realize it. So I love that some of you guys are saying dark because you know these things. And so that's also like, if you know that there's dark places, then there's other dark places that you don't know about, okay? That's something else that I think is important to note here. All right? So, dark. I love it, Zephyr. Is that how you meant it? All right. Hella dark. Yeah. Okay. So that's interesting. So maybe I was just in fucking denial. Who knows? Because so far, every one of you that have written actually know. I didn't know. Hi, Dawn. So here's the thing. Through our life, shit happens, right? We go through shit. And sometimes they're big things, right? If you're beat, if you are raped, if you are molested, maybe you're mentally abused, right? Like all of these things obviously are going to create dark places. And you know that they are dark, right? You know that they are there. If you had a very turbulent relationship with your mother or family member or people who raised you, then you know that there are dark places there. So, oops, I didn't mean to kick this down. However, there are dark places that are formed along with those that you don't realize that are there. Hi, Tori. And what happens with those dark places that are along with those that you don't realize that are there is that if you don't pay attention, they're like weighing you down. Now, the ones you know about are like, I don't know, whatever the biggest machine is sitting on you, right? Probably because you don't want to face it, Amanda. Do you know that there are dark places inside of you? Then you're going to type dark. And if you don't think so or you're not sure, then you're going to put a question mark in the comments. Hi, Stacey. All right. So the ones you know about are like, I don't know, an anvil. I guess we'll use that as an example. But there's things that are heavier than an anvil, but I'm not sure what they are. So I don't know. We'll say, oh, a whale. The things that are like deep and dark are like a whale, right? Just sitting on you, weighing you down. You know they're there and they're really holding you back from your greatness. And then the things that you don't realize that are dark places in you that are there, let's say are like an anvil, because you know, whales are huge. So here are some of my own personal examples of dark places that I didn't realize were dark. Okay? So a while ago, I had a falling out with a friend. And that friend had been my friend for, I don't know, 20 years at that point. No, 15 years at that point. And I made peace with what happened, that one day we would be friends again, because here's the deal. I'm not the type of person that leaves space. And like, if I'm mad at you, we don't talk, and the fucking bullshit games, I'm not that kind of person. Like, let's get it all out and move the fuck on. That's the kind of person that I am. If we're moving on, right? And if we're ending it, let's still get it all out and then end it amicably and move on with our life. So I'm definitely not the type of person that has a falling out and then we just don't fucking talk forever. It's just not how I was raised. It's not how I operate. It's not how I just roll. But this friend, they operate like this. So it happened. I wasn't going to push the envelope because I know from our years of friendship that when they were ready, they would come back. I just knew that. I knew that when that time was that that person would be in turmoil. I knew they wouldn't just come back one day and say, oh, I'm sorry that this happened. Let's squash this. I knew that when they showed up, they'd be in turmoil. I just knew that. So I just held on to that belief that they would come back. And so I made peace with it, right? How many times have you said that? Do you say, type peace in the comments if you say, I made peace with that, right? I want to see if you guys use this phrasing. You're going to love this, but you're not going to love it. Hi, Denise. You are not going to love it. I promise, but you are. A plow truck. All right. So this is where coaching with Power Coach Alishia gets deep, right? Because, and I can't take you through this, right? So these dark places that each of you have inside of you, that is why you need to invest in help, right? Of course, I believe that I'm the one that can help you because I am awesome at taking somebody that has these dark places and shedding light on them and clearing them out. I am really awesome at that. But you do want to clear them out. Okay. So, oh, I've made peace with that. Oh, I've made peace with that. I've made peace with that. I've made peace with that. Here I am. I've made peace with it. When they decide they're fucking over it, they're going to come back, right? So I think that I'm good. Hey, Sheila. I'm like, it's good. Like, it's their choice. It's their burden to bear. It's all good. Well, then when they come back, a whole side of me that I didn't realize was dark was bright again. Like the sun beaming. We're talking about like so different, a completely different like shift inside of me. Something I didn't realize was going to happen. Of course I'd be excited to have my friend back. I was done with it day 2. Not really. Maybe 2 weeks after, right? I was done with it. If we would have been talking, I could have been done with it within a few days, right? Talking through it, work through it all, create a new common ground. But I was obviously elated that this was over, right? But I didn't realize that there was a dark place in me. I didn't realize that I had felt this sense of loss. I mean, of course you're thinking, of course, Alishia, you'd feel a sense of loss. They were your friend for 15 years. Yeah, but I knew that they would come back and I knew that it would be okay. And I respected the decision and I made peace with it. So I didn't think there was anything dark. But by them coming back, it was like, I don't know, the warmest, sunniest day, but isn't hotter than the blazes of hell, so you don't want to sit in the sun. It was like a perfect sunny day where you want to be out in the sun and hanging out in the sun, but you're not too hot and you're not too cold. It's like perfect, right? So that's one example of a dark place I didn't know that was there. So another dark place that I didn't know was there was my Daniel's parents. So Daniel's parents and their /I relationship has been pretty rocky for, what was he? 8 months old? 14 years. Yeah. So pretty much the entire time Daniel and I have been together. It pretty much started once. Well, even before I had Ronan. So it's just been forever. But also not really liking me when I was a little girl. So I think, how old am I? 35. 22 years it's been turbulent off and on. Okay? So well before Daniel and I got married and had children, mine and their relationship has been different. And at 13 years old, I wasn't battling his parents, right? I just held my tongue and they decided they didn't like me. My mom taught me, not to be disrespectful to adults unless they were being unfairly disrespectful to me, which I don't think that was part of it, but that's how I took it. But then when we became adults, then I was like, fuck this, I'm sticking up for myself, right? And he had a whole childhood and issues and da-da-da-da. So fast forward. It's been 22 fucking years. I don't know how this could be a dark place, right? But it was. Hi, Leah. And I didn't realize it. But then one day they showed up at Stratton's basketball game. And when I saw them, I was nervous, but I was excited. And from that moment forward, light. And it was again, the same light that happened with my friend happened with his parents. And listen, the way I felt about his parents was, if I never see them again and they choose that this is what they're going to do, I could care less. And if I do see them and they're going to be a part of our lives, then I'm going to rebuild that relationship. I was very indifferent, right? I could give a fuck less or I could actually care. Either way, I wasn't attached. Does that make sense? So it's weird that in this instance, I felt light. It made sense that I felt light with my friend because I craved that friendship. I wanted that friendship back. I missed that friend. His parents, though, although I did miss them, and we do have an actual good connection. I'm a lot like his dad. We're a lot alike. I was okay with whatever. I wasn't okay with never being friends with my friend again. But I was okay if that never happened again with his parents. But the same light showed up, and it was like that beautiful, perfect, sunny day, not too hot, not too cold, light, right? So I don't have actual dark places inside of me. So if I was on the other side of the camera with you guys, I would have put a question mark if I didn't have all this happen to me. I would have put a question mark because I don't live with dark places inside of me, knowing that they're there and letting them kill me from inside. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in letting these dark places that live within you stay there and destroy you slowly, killing you slowly from the inside out. That's actually why I do what I do, is because so many people live with these dark places and have no idea how to free themselves of them. So, make sure your asses are in the Get Your Shift Together workshop, because these dark places that you say you have, that is the first step to freeing yourself of them. So if you have not registered for the Get Your Shift Together workshop, it's free. If I haven't mentioned that, I want you to type shift in the comments. I want you in that workshop. I want you showing up with me for 9 days. I want you to go soul deep and come with the intention of releasing these dark places. Are you going to get them released in 9 days? No. It'll probably take me 90 days to free you of all of them, right? But it's a good start. And a lot of people who are in my elite life coaching program now started in my Get Your Shift Together challenge that I did a few months ago. And things have shifted so much for them. Hence why it's called Get Your Shift Together. All right. So, hi, Marion. Does that make sense? You guys are really quiet. Does that make sense, though? So the places that you know that are there are dark. Ooh, that's scarier than ever, because you know they're there. So that means that they're eating you alive every single day, step by step by step. And even if you're not paying attention to them, your subconscious, we talked about this a couple days ago, knows that they're there. So those things are eating you alive. So another example that I'd want to use about dark places you know are there, but that you're not doing anything with, and how they can destroy your life is, or potentially destroy your life. Let's be real. Their life is not destroyed. They're on the mend. But one of my friends went through a very tragic, hi Kristen, awesome, situation. And her childhood, right? Like her model of, how she should operate with men was a shitty model, right? Now, just because she had a shitty model of how she should operate with men doesn't mean she couldn't choose the other side, right? We all still have the choice. Just because we were beat doesn't mean we have to beat our children. Just because we're raped or molested doesn't mean we have to rape and molest people, right? So don't get me wrong. I'm not giving her an out. I'm just saying the model that she was shown and how to operate with men was not good, right? And then she goes to this horribly tragic experience like 5 years ago and does nothing with it. And this tragic experience, is an extremely, extremely dark place. And I am praying and I am hoping that when I go on tour in 2021, because I will not be going on tour in 2020, that she comes with and that she tells her story, or she flies in to at least a couple of the tour stops and tells her story, because by then she will be in her power. By then, hopefully she will have launched her business that I want her to launch. And helping people through this specific problem, this specific dark place that she went through. There is a place in the market for life coaches to help people through it. And I believe that it's her calling. So anyways, she has this really dark place. And of course she knows, right? She knows what the dark place, she knows what she went through, right? She knows it's there, and it eats at her every single day. So this eating at her in this dark place has caused her to self-destruct, right? Yep. So inside of her, she exploded, but internally. Ruin, potentially, at the time, she had ruined her marriage. And just living dead. That's just the best way to put it. It's the best example. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Estrise. Well, by the graces of God, or the universe, or whatever you believe in, her angels, right? She was led to me. And there was no reason for her to trust me. There was no reason for her to believe. She's my friend now, but she wasn't then. There's no reason for her to trust me. There was no reason for her to believe in me, that what I was saying was true, that I was there to help her, that I didn't have an ulterior motive, any of the things. But for whatever reason, she followed her intuition instead of her ego. And we have a long way to go, but she's night and day different, right? Every single day, stepping into our power, one tiny step at a time, and having conversations about this dark place and working through this dark place, where before it was conversations about the person who caused the dark place because they loved him and he was a big part of her life, right? Her love, but not conversations about the darkness that was caused. I'm being very vague because I don't want to tell her story before she has a chance to tell it. And this is not the same person when I was wearing a camel shirt that was about to kill themselves. So let's be clear, these are two different people. All right. I am going to come to your guys' comments in a minute, but here's the deal. You can know that there are dark places there, do nothing about them, and you will self-destruct. So somebody said something up here that I think is important. It's Amanda. She said, I've been called a pusher, pushing things down until it becomes a bomb and explode over the smallest things. I'm guilty of it, right? I mean, what else do you do? And see how when I show you that you're surfacey, I always hold my hand like this. And the reason why I hold my hand like this is because generally when I'm coaching you, I'm like, I'm going to use Zephyr again. I go, and here you are going, and now I'm pushing my hand down, right, towards my feet. Like, you have it shoved so fucking far down there that you think you've got this. And you don't have this. If you don't get your shit together and you don't do something about it, you're going to end up, like, dead, right? And I use that so powerfully because you all that have these dark places must realize that you don't have it under control. You don't have it under control. You don't got this. You're not okay. You are not okay. Maybe for a minute. But when something happens that triggers that darkness, you are fucked. And I mean majorly. Mass depression, you end up with cancer, suicide, death. That's what I mean. You're going to go from how you feel now, I've got this, to dead. You cannot live with the darkness in you. There's another example. Or you end up on a call with me, and I'm telling you that you're going to die. And I'm telling you that you must change right fucking now or you will. And you end up mad at me. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I have never done anything like this for myself before. Crying profusely. Almost feeling like I'm like made you hit rock bottom. But then fighting for yourself, right? But I want you to fight for yourself now. I want you to make the conscious decision now. I don't want it to be where I have to give you the cold hard truth. This conversation is your cold hard truth. That's what I'm saying. That shit that you think you've got, you don't got. Let something trigger it. Death may trigger it. Cheating may trigger it. Seeing that somebody got raped on the news could trigger it. A mass homicide could trigger it. Like, you got to be careful because you don't have it under control. As long as everything stays the way it is in life, you're going to be good. But guess what? Life doesn't stay the way that it is. So it's time for you to release the shit and let it go. So that's going to start to happen in the Get Your Shift Together workshop that starts on Monday. If you are not registered, I'm going to tell you again, your ass must be registered. So type shift in the comments if you're not registered. You'll know if you are because you got a confirmation email that gave you the whole schedule. And tonight you're going to be added to the group. Please know that all of the training for the Get Your Shift Together workshop is happening inside of the pop-up group. So if you're not in that group, there's over 100 people registered for this workshop and like 28 people in the group. If you're not in the group, you're going to miss out on everything. This group will just be a pop-up group for the time of the workshop, and then it will go away. I know I have a shit ton of groups, but like I said, it's only a pop-up one, and then it's going to disappear. If you're not in there, you're going to miss the training. There will be no written portions to this training. It will be trained live, just like this, and you'll have a massive action plan. So after the live, we will do a graphic, and we will post your massive action plan, but you do want to watch every live, even if it's on replay, so you can get that power that I have to deliver you. Plus, I will be doing intuitive angel angel readings, meaning when I feel like doing an angel reading, I will be doing it throughout the workshop. And you never know if that reading was for you, even if you weren't on live. You don't have to be live for that angel reading to be for you. Okay? So keep that in mind. So Mary says, I found my dark place during a past Get Your Shift Together like 2 years ago. And that wasn't a challenge, Mary. That was my Get Your Shift Together power camp. 4 weeks, letting go of the shit. Oh my God, that program is like near and dear to my heart. Yeah. See, that's why I decided to do this workshop, because I've changed so many people's lives with the Get Your Shift Together paid programs that I knew that for me to change the most people's lives, I needed to run it free. 1. And 2, that there's so much more where that comes from after, that I knew that there needed to be a program attached to it. Now that I see what the work that I'm doing with my clients in my Elite Life program, I felt that after the Get Your Shift Together power camp, it was like you guys were on your own and 4 weeks wasn't enough. You needed more to be guided through. I love it. That's just because you need one more. I think if you go one more through it, soul deep, right? I think that it'll be pretty cleared out. Like I would say 99%. Because I bet you right now you think maybe 60 cleared, 70% cleared. You'll be almost 100% cleared if you go through it again, but through it soul deep. That's awesome. I'm so glad. I love, love, love Get Your Shift Together. Hi, Anitra. It's okay, Tammy, but you should watch the replay. All right, so your challenge. I want you to, what's it called? I just lost my train of thought. I want you to brain dump, but I want you to mind soul dump. Like connect and release it all. So these dark places that you said you have, I want you to write about them today. So I know you have been like, oh, I've been journaling, I'm taking care of myself, I'm doing what you're telling me to do. No, you're not. So today, you're going to go soul deep and you're going to write about them. Now, this isn't about fixing it, because when you start the challenge on Monday, then I'm going to help you. And I'm going to be there every day for 9 days. We're going to start clearing out that shit. And for those of you that are like, I can't stop now because I want to get rid of the rest of this and I don't want to live like this anymore and I want to step into my personal power, then you'll move on to my elite coaching program. And for those of you that decide that it's not for you, then you won't, right? I want to make that clear. It's not like you're going to get in this workshop and it's going to be ridiculous and you're like, that was a waste of time. It won't be. If you show up every day and you do the work, it won't be. Just think about what I give you here every single day, but now it's going to be not this, but this workshop is organized into taking you through releasing your shit. Okay? So, with that being said, you are going to journal today soul deep. Deep, like as deep down in there as you can reach. You're going to journal soul deep. And it's called a brain dump. Write out, hi Melanie, every single blessed thing you've got on your mind. Write about the anger, the sadness from your past, the situation. Maybe you start out by saying in your journal, right? I write in my journal like I'm talking to somebody, but I'm talking to myself. So I'll start it out with things like, today I have something to tell you that I've never told you before. Like that, like you're talking to somebody. Oh my God, my phone's gonna die. Hold on. I have something to tell you that I haven't told you before. When I was 12 years old, whatever, it doesn't matter. Then you just go through and you tell, right? When I was blah, 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 whatever it was, or college, or when I married whatever his name, her name is, their name is, Jesus, the world we live in today makes you have to change your fucking phrasing all the time. It annoys me. Can I just say her and him and people won't be offended? Yep, I am. I'm going to say her and him. If you're a lesbian, please don't take offense. If you're gay, don't take offense. It's not because I'm like homophobic. It's because it annoys me to have to change the way I talk. Okay. I'd put that out there. Because we get in trouble here. And people say, why do you write, hey girl? What if I'm not a girl? What if I don't identify as a girl? How is that my problem? I don't know what you identify as, and I'm not going to take inventory of all of my clients. Okay, I just had to get that off my chest. Back to my point. Their name, right? You got to write it. Don't hide in this brain dump. Don't hide in this, this is your literal first step to release. This is like your pre-work for the Get Your Shift Together challenge. What are all the darknesses inside of you that you're ready to let go of? Today, you're going to write about them. What happened? How did it make you feel? How did it attach to you for all the years that you have been alive since then? Why haven't you let it go? What's going on what are you scared of? What are you excited about when it is over? Brain dump everything. This is me issuing you the challenge, by the way. Get it the fuck out. Then I want you to read one chapter of a personal development book. So whatever personal development book you're reading right now, I want you to read one chapter of it. After you read the personal development book, oh, I got all this shit in the lid. Okay, I got it out. After you read the chapter in the personal development book, I want you to meditate. This order is extremely important. Brain dump, start the process of releasing all the deep, dark shit. Then read one chapter minimum or 15 minutes. Yeah, one chapter or 15 minutes of a personal development book. The book I'm reading right now is if I read one chapter, I'd be done in 1 minute. Not only do I read fast, but they're short. They're like 1.5 pages. So I would set my timer for 15 minutes. So one chapter or 15 minutes in a personal development book. As soon as you're done, I want you to meditate. Okay? Then I want you to go from meditation to your day or whatever you're doing after that. All right? The reason why the brain dump is first is because you're going to feel bad and good at the same time as you're releasing. And then you go to personal development because you just released a whole bunch of things that were hard on you and they weigh heavy and they feel bad, quote unquote. So personal development is putting good back into you, right? So good in, good out. So you're putting the good back into you. And then you meditate to clear and reset your soul because you're going to feel anxious, right? You're going to feel stressed. You're going to feel sad. You're going to feel angry. You're going to feel scared. You're going to feel all of these things. So the meditation is to recenter you. And then you can go about your day. The only other edit to this challenge is after meditation, if you feel like you want to get more shit out, then go back and journal again. But when you journal again, I want you to read another chapter or 15 minutes to put back in. But you don't have to meditate again if you don't want to. But you must, if you go back to journaling more stuff that came up for you from your deep, dark shit, then I want you to do another chapter or 15 minutes of personal development, so you're putting good back in. All right? That's me issuing you this challenge. And it's not to derail your day, and it's not to make you miserable, and it's not to make you sad. It's to help you. And you show up here most every day, and you believe in me, I guess, to lead you to greatness. No, I don't want to leave. Oh my God. Watch parties are being stupid. You trust me to lead you to greatness, right? Every day I have some sort of awesome topic or angle or whatever we're talking about for you. And you show up and you listen and hopefully you're taking what I say to heart and you're implementing it. But today is different. I want you to step up for yourself. I haven't issued a challenge the whole month and a half that I've been doing POWERups with Power Coach Alishia. I've never asked you to admit about your dark places and then go there. But today I am. Because every single one of you that accepts this challenge and then goes into the Get Your Shift Together workshop, your lives will be forever changed. You will feel so much lighter. You will release so much. You have no idea. And then for those of you that continue on to my Elite Life Coaching Program, will be living as the badass that you are. You will be so into your personal power that you won't recognize the version of yourself that lives with the darkness. You won't recognize the version of yourself that fights against that darkness every day, whether consciously or subconsciously. And those of you that say, oh, I'm not ready for that and I'm not going to take the work, you're going to continue living and fighting, right, against this darkness. And I know it may be hard, but I'm asking you to get outside your comfort zone. I'm asking you to trust in yourself and in me, and I'm asking you to do it. Okay? Remember, I get no benefit for you going and doing this today. I get no benefit of you going through the Get Your Shift Together workshop. Those are all things I'm doing for you. So when I'm saying, please do this, it's from the goodness of my heart because I truly want things to change for you. I also want you to be thinking about what darkness is there that you don't realize is there? Because remember, I told my stories. And no matter what you think, there is darkness there that you don't realize is there. It is there. But you've made peace with it. But no, you haven't. I promise you. Okay. So last step to this, there's 2 things I want to do before we get off here. 1, if you accept my challenge, type challenge accepted in the comments. If you accept my challenge, type challenge accepted. I'm going to wait for those to start coming through and drink my shake. And then I'll tell you what the challenge is one more time. I actually might make a graphic for this and I will also make a graphic for this and put it in the Unapologetically You Facebook group. So the challenge is to soul dump your dark shit. The deepest, darkest secrets. The deepest, darkest situations. You might have been raped and you've never told anybody. Journal that shit today. You might have been molested and you never told anybody. Journal that shit today. Maybe you were the one doing the molesting. Journal that shit today. Maybe you blame yourself for a murder that has happened. Journal that shit today. I know these are really big and deep. That's what I'm saying. So soul deep journaling. Today I have to tell you something, right? And then you just start writing. I've never told anybody this before. But I feel like it's time to let it go. I want to be free. When I was, now let it go, let it flow. You might cry, you might get angry. You're definitely going to want to walk away. I journal on my computer, so I'm typing. Do not walk away. You stay there. You stay in it until you feel like you're done. Okay? It's the first step. Second step is to read 1 chapter or 15 minutes of a personal development book. Preferably the one you're reading right now. Right? I don't want you to go to the shelf and pick up some random fucking book. If you're not reading one right now, go to the shelf and find a book that connects with you at this moment. Then after you read your book, I want you to meditate. I use the Calm app, CALM. There's a free trial. I think it's 7 days. So if you haven't downloaded it, do it. I highly recommend every one of you upgrade. The daily Calm is 10 minutes. It's all. Give yourself 10 minutes and meditate. When you're done, if you feel like there's more that you have to say, go back to your journal and go soul deep again. Then read another chapter or 15 minutes of your personal development book and then start your day. If you're done meditating and you feel like recentered, then you start your day. Okay? You have 1 action step that I really truly want you to take once you get done with the challenge. And that is inside of the Unapologetically You group. I want you to share the shift. When I first sat down to journal, I was da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then when I went through the entire challenge that Alishia issued today, I felt like this. You don't have to tell us what you talked about in your journal, but I want you to talk about the feelings, right? I want you to talk about the emotions that you started with and that you ended with. I will be looking for these. Every one of you that said challenge accepted, I'm looking for these posts in Unapologetically You from you. Okay, if you're not in that group, you go to group.powercoachalishia.com. My name is spelled Alishia. Group.powercoachalishia.com will take you to the Unapologetically You group. You can search for it here on Facebook. Unapologetically You it has 2 purple hearts around it because Facebook still hasn't changed my page name. This is for you, right? So show up for you. Again, if you are accepting this challenge, I want you to write challenge accepted in the comments. Do the challenge. And when you're done with your meditation and you feel centered, you go to the Unapologetically You group and you talk about all the things you were feeling before you went through this challenge and then how you feel after you've gone through that challenge. And the last thing that I'm going to ask you to do on this live is comment with how you feel right now. What's 1 word emotion about how you feel right now? I'm going to go to the watch parties and see if I can find the content. My damn computer shut them down. So, 1 word that explains how you feel right now. Let me see where your guys' head's at before we get off of here. Lots of challenge accepted. Oh, so Marion asked a question. She said, hold on, let me see if I can make this bigger. Yeah, I'll join it. It's my watch party. Does all this journaling about deep issues help to free of tenseness and overwhelmness? Of course. Of course. So Jana feels energized. That's good. I have to check all my watch parties and they're everywhere. So before I get off, I want to see where everyone's head's at, because I know that this is deep and it's extremely important to me that I don't leave you guys and not know what's going on. All right. So Tammy has accepted the challenge. Guilt is her word. Okay. Okay. It's going to be okay, Tammy. We are all here for you. Marion feels full, especially me. I'm going to be here for you. I'll be paying attention today. My schedule's not packed, so I want to see you guys do this. I want to see, what you guys are saying. I want you to do this. I don't want you to give up on yourself. Okay? And let's see. Direct Sellers Rock is my other group. It's going to be hard, but don't walk away from the site of journaling. Wherever you are, whether it's a notebook or whatever it is, don't walk away until you feel like you've gotten it all out. So Anitra feels frustrated. Did you accept the challenge, Anitra? I don't see that here. And listen, your shit could just be that you are married to an asshole, right? It doesn't have to be. When I say deep, it's whatever's deep for you. So keep that in mind. I did use some very extreme examples, but it's whatever is deep for you. Like, I don't have rape and molestation. It could be trauma, right? So burying two dads is traumatic. And a lot of people say, like, that has to affect you today. The only way it affects me is in my marriage, because every man has either cheated on me or died. We've talked a lot about this, besides my husband, right? So it's like, not every man, but every man that I've loved. Let me rephrase that. So I guess that's trauma, but it doesn't hold me back. It's not a dark place in me. So for me to find the dark places, I'd really have to think about it, right? Because what I'm teaching you guys, I've already released. So my darkness comes from not knowing that it's there. And that's different. My darkness comes from, oh my God, I didn't even know that was a thing for me. Like my friend and like my husband's parents. I didn't even know that they were things for me. Okay, so let's see what you guys are saying on the page, because I can't see it on my phone. It's too far away and now I'm comfortable. All right, so Celia is saying, I didn't think this was going to be a long live, but it is. Because my brain decided what it wanted to do once we got here. Celia says, I feel recovered, but that's because I'm still mourning and getting my shift together. At the same time, like, I'm charging my phone and using it at the same time. Ooh, that makes sense. That's a good example. That's a good analogy. You've got this. All right. So, for everyone who typed challenge accepted, I want to say that I am proud of you. I feel proud. I feel proud of your bravery to, one, tell everybody who's here or watches the replay that you accepted the challenge, right? I am proud of you for your bravery to even say that you had those dark places, deep dark places in the first place, right? And be so honest about them. Like, that's so huge. And you should be proud of yourself as well. And just know that this is the first step. Like, you show up here all the time, right? You're here. And I'm not talking about fluffy topics, but you never really have to go deep with yourself when you show up here. But this is the first time, like I said, in a month and a half that I'm really asking you to fight for yourself. I earned your trust in the life coaching portion of me, right? And now I'm saying, okay, you've had enough time. It's time to move forward, right? It's time for you to really see what your life can be and how I can actually help you do that. So Mary says, it's hard to put into words. Let's see. Put into one word. I've done the deep journal and burn before, and I am already in that mindset and in the dark place of getting it out again. So don't burn it. I just want it to be journaled. I don't want any burning done today. But save this paper. And if you type it up, save it. Don't throw it in the garbage, okay? No burning today. All right. So you know your challenge. I have a list of everybody who accepted the challenge. So I'm expecting to see your reports inside of the Unapologetically You group.powercoachalishia.com, how you felt before, how you feel after. Thank you for putting your one word that you feel right now for those of you guys that did that. And I think that's it. So remember though, giving yourself grace as you go through this process is more important than anything, right? You're going to want to beat yourself up or stop yourself from feeling emotions or be like, knock it off, that was 20 years ago. None of that matters. You got to shut that ego bitch down, right? Make sure that you're giving yourself some grace. Remember, in general, like I always say every day, that it's progress, not perfection, right? And to say yes to yourself more than you say yes to other people. And this is the way you're saying yes to yourself today. This is the way that you're showing up for yourself today. And this is the way that I'm expecting you to show up for yourself. At the least, you should be signed up for the Get Your Shift Together workshop that kicks off on Monday, but the group opens today. So the pre-work is going to start today. And those of you that accepted my challenge are ahead on the pre-work. I wasn't sure what the pre-work would be, but this is huge. So I'm really excited. I will see you all on Monday for the Daily Power. Maybe. I'm just deciding if I'm going to be live all week, because I will be live all week for the Get Your Shift Together workshop, but maybe I'll pull little things from the workshop and talk about them online. I don't know, but I'll see you guys on Monday for the workshop. I should see you guys on Monday for Power Up with Power Coach Alishia, and I definitely will see you today in the group as you guys are posting how you felt before and after, and I'll be checking up on definitely Tammy. I'll be checking up on all of you, but because those of you guys that are excited and energized and ready to do this, I'm not as concerned about, but any of you that have those negative emotions, that concerns me because you're alone and I'm not there helping you through this process physically. So, Tammy, just be looking out for a message from me. All right. See you guys soon. Bye.